And welcome back for another episode of Atoms for the Love of Movie Picks. This time around, we're going to be talking about the 2020 Netflix series, miniseries, Betaal. I came across this one almost by accident. I thought I'd heard of a lot of different things on Netflix, and I don't know how this one never caught my attention, considering how good it was, or good it ended up being. It's like I said, it's from 2020, 5 years ago. I'd never heard of it until just this past week. Sometimes there's these channels that'll show clips of movies and TV shows and stuff like that, and it just happened to have a clip from Betaal on it, and it piqued my interest enough to check it out. And I gotta say, folks, I was not disappointed. I don't know if I didn't really delve into it that much, but I don't know if this is a Bollywood movie or just an Indian-made movie, but it's definitely based in India, both like made and in the movie. It's an all-Indian cast. Like I said, it takes place in India, but that doesn't take away from it. It's a very well-done miniseries, very high production quality, and the special effects are on point, in my opinion. A lot of practical special effects, too. Not too much CGI, which is nice. So, basically, what the storyline of Betaal is there's this tunnel that was built in the 1850s. I'll be honest, they never really say what the original origin of the tunnel was. Like, what was the point of it? Was it because originally when it was built, it was while that part of India was occupied by the British government and by British soldiers. So I don't know if it was something for the British to get from one side of the mountain to the other. I mean, the tunnel cuts through a mountain, so they don't really delve into it that much, other than the fact of when it was built. And, it basically is been sealed up since 1857. And the reason behind that, according to the local villagers, is that it is containing a great evil inside. And the Indian government and this I don't know if he's a contractor, businessman, whatever he is, want to reopen the tunnel to use it as part of a new highway they want to build through this territory. Not only through the tunnel, but they also want to eliminate the village that is nearby in order to build this highway. Now, the villagers obviously put up a fight, not only because it's their home, but because of what is in the tunnel. And the government and the business guy hired this. I don't know if they're mercenaries, if they're like a special ops squad of the army. They don't really get into it, but they call themselves the Boz Squad. And they're tasked with clearing out the villagers by any means necessary. Now, most of them, they remove with minimal violence, and relocate them. But a couple of the villagers, at the very end, hold up in front of the tunnel with some old weaponry to try and prevent them from getting in the tunnel. And then basically, the business guy and the head of the Boz Squad, Tuggy Mam, I think is what Tiagi Mam is what they call her, fake an explosion by the rebels so that the rest of Boz Squad will shoot them. All but two of them are killed. Now, well, they call them rebels, but they're just villagers trying to do the right thing. All but two of them are killed. And then afterwards, of course, they unseal the tunnel. The workers, first of all, the construction workers go inside, and they're all basically killed. One of them comes out, he's been eviscerated, and dies shortly after coming out of the tunnel. Now, they think, Boz Squad thinks that it's more of what they perceive as rebels hiding in the tunnel. They found another way in and are hiding in the tunnel attacking people. But the truth is far more scarier. What is actually in that tunnel is a British Army regiment from 1857, a full regiment, that basically, they're zombified to an extent, but not like you would think of typical zombies, that's like it's a virus that causes them to eat flesh, kind of zombies. They've been zombified, but due to a curse, set forth by the demon Betaal. That's where the name comes from. Of the show. He basically took over the colonel, him and the colonel, the colonel of this British regiment, made a pact. You know, you do this for me, and I will do this for you, kind of thing. And he unwillingly roped his whole regiment, his whole battalion, his whole army soldiers that were with him, you know, made him part of this undead army. You know, it's quite a thrilling storyline. It's quite spooky, to be honest with you. You know, it's in this day and age, it's hard to find a horror show or a horror movie that, you know, provides that old school jump factor, that old school scare factor. And I think this does it very well. My honest opinion, they could have done it a little different with the look of them. Something about the face could have just been a little scarier. You'll see what I mean if you watch the show, but overall, it's a great watch. It's only 4 episodes. It's a miniseries, and the longest episode I think is like 50 minutes long. So it's not that long of a thing to watch. You're basically gonna pound it out the whole miniseries in 4 hours. But yeah, so after the tunnel is open and the construction workers are killed, some of the Boss Squad members go in to try and figure out what's going on inside this tunnel. And they figure out really quick what it is. And some of them are killed. Tiagi Mam is actually put under a spell by Betaal and the Colonel, excuse me, to be a spy for them. And, you know, basically what they do is they retreat to the same British Army regiment's old barracks that's still standing in the forest. And they hold up in there because there's nowhere else to go. And it's just basically from there on in, it's their fight for survival against these undead, quote unquote. Yeah, a lot of these actors may be well known in Bollywood and Indian film and TV, but I don't recognize any of them. So you got Danish Siddiqui as Pritas, Vineet Kumar Singh as Vikram Saroy, Anna Kumra as DC Ahu Alawala, Suchitra Pillai as Commandant Tyagi, Jatin Goswami as Asad Akbar, Siddharth Menon as Nadir Haq, Manjiri Pupala as Puninya, Jitendra Joshi as AJ Madhavlana, and the only other one that's kind of, you know, relative importance is, excuse me, Richard Delane as Colonel Lyndock, the evil British colonel. But yeah, the best way I can describe this is if you've ever seen the movie Dead Snow, it's kind of like that, but instead of, you know, Nazi zombies, you got British 1850s British soldier zombies. Excuse me. So yeah, if you were a fan of Dead Snow, I highly recommend checking out Betaal. It's a great watch. Like I said, for only a 4-episode miniseries in 4 hours, it's an easy watch too. So there you are, folks. That's all we have for you this week. As always, if you enjoyed my video, please click that thumbs up. Feel free to leave a like down below. Also, feel free to leave a comment down below in the comment section. And as always, if you really enjoy my channel, please subscribe, okay? I'd greatly appreciate it. That's all we have for you this week, folks. Take care, and we'll catch you next week for another episode.
And now, folks, it's time to say goodnight. We sincerely appreciate your patronage and hope we've succeeded in bringing you an enjoyable evening of entertainment. Please drive home carefully and come back again soon. Good night.